Well, we had a near tragedy over the weekend in downtown Kansas City, 7 p.m. on Saturday night, Truman and Main Street. Once again, you had more of these sideshows and street racing, ATV, motorbikes going on downtown. And an officer nearly lost his life in the process after someone on an ATV drove over the police officer with KCMO Police Department and ended up in the hospital with serious head injuries. Brad Lemon is the Fraternal Order of Police president. He is joining us on KCMO Talk Radio. And I know there's a press conference going on this morning as well with the mayor and the police chief on this very issue. Brad, good morning. First off, what can you share with us about the officer?
Well, he's doing better. This is one of those things where, originally, especially when you see the accident, when you see when you see the intentional act with a guy riding a wheelie into an officer, then riding over him, and then leaving, that's no accident. So when you see that, it's pretty disgusting and scary. Real scary. And so we're fortunate that, while he still has pretty serious injuries and it's going to take a while for him to recover, he's doing better than a lot of the original conversations that we were having.
That's good. Now, suspect still at large and no notable leads right now, as I understand it. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to let the chief and the mayor talk about that part of it there. The investigation piece of it, I think I'll leave alone.
Okay, fair enough.
On that part of it.
So what about this press conference going on this morning is more about the bigger picture. How bad is this problem in Kansas City, Missouri right now, and how much worse has it gotten in recent years?
Well, I mean, Pete, look at it. You're a parent. If you never held your kids accountable for anything they did, they continue to get worse and worse and worse. In 2020, we had, protests, people burning things, breaking things, painting on things, throwing rocks and stones and at cops and, physically assaulting them. And all those cases basically, for the most part, disappeared. I mean, everything so when there's no accountability for bad acts, then what bad act are you going to start holding accountable? And this is where we are. We've got the city council at the time chose to dismiss hundreds of cases, and the city council at the time made some cases that were no longer jailable. We don't have a jail to hold anybody accountable. So I mean, this is the situation we're in, and it's going to continue to get worse because. Thank God we have an officer who decided to run and try to say enough's enough. We're not doing this anymore downtown. But, on the other hand, I mean, he's also the one at home today nursing very, very serious injuries. And, we're just going to have to change some things. I mean, we just are. We've got policies that said we can't chase cars. We can't do this. We can't do that. But, we've basically legislated and policy our way out of policing.
When you say policy saying you can't chase cars, so you're saying right now in Kansas City, Missouri, if you want to go after these ATV and bikers, you can't do anything about it?
Well, policy says serious, injuries. So, I mean, it's going to have to be violent crime for us to chase. Maybe a DUI, but the fact is, we'll get disregarded in those too. Our reality is car chases for a long time have been, reduced to such a number that people that if we go in with cars and lights and sirens trying to stop these guys, these sideshows, they're going to come out of there at 100 miles an hour and with no control driving through the city. And there's nothing we can do about it because we can't chase them. I mean, here's an example. We dispatch our officers code 1 lights and sirens to a burglary in progress. But the second we pull up, if a guy's driving away in a stolen auto with all of the stuff that inside the house and decides not to stop because he's a burglar, we can't chase that car because it's not violent. Now, how crazy is that we go code 1 to get there, but then can't chase it when he leaves, and we know who he is in the car that he's driving?
Now, is that because of some new ordinance passed by the city, or is that something else?
That happened long ago. There was a car chase where a guy committed a felony in Kansas, drove into Missouri. We chased it. He drove over a lady on a bike. And the reaction at the time was, we've got to get rid of all these car chases. And my thought process is all we're doing now is hurting the men and women of the city, telling them we're not going to go with a bunch of the bad guys if they choose not to stop.
And let's be honest, too. I mean, usually the guys who are out there on the streets doing this nonsense, they're not usually just, stand-up citizens who decided to do a sideshow on a Tuesday night at 2 a.m.
No, and it's not like they just figured it out that we're not stopping cars either.
Yeah.
I mean, these are conversations, and these are things they know are happening here. They know we don't have a jail. I mean, they know we won't chase them on these four-wheelers. So, it's not new information to them.
So what? I mean,
we have to take crime serious. We just do.
What? I mean, the press conference this morning. I'll take a listen to it when it happens. What's the point of that then? Is it just to kind of show face to media? I mean, what's the point of it? And what should they really be doing versus holding press conferences?
Well, I'm going to let them do their thing. I'm just telling you, I've never seen a criminal say, well, Jesus, they held a press conference today. I'm going to quit doing what I do.
Yeah, I said the same thing this morning.
If you don't give us the tools to do our job and support us when we do it, then just get used to what we had.
I mean, it's the boy who cried wolf. Hey, this time we're really coming for you. Really? Are you?
Yeah, Gene Peter Baker stood in 14 telling everybody everybody was going to jail. If you do bad stuff, you're going to jail. It took about 6 months for them to realize that just was not happening.
Yeah. So do you want to see the city do something like passing ordinances that give you more leeway to chase after vehicles? Like what? Are there pieces of equipment you need, or
if you're going to tell us to go stop these shows, then give us the tools to stop them with. Don't pretend that we have some superpower that says, "Hey, halt," and they're going to pull their car over.
Is that
or if they see us, they're going to go, "Oh, shucks, I'm busted this time." It's just not what they're going to do.
Is that a physical tool, or are you talking about tools of the law?
Both.
Okay.
Physical and tools of the law. There's got to be some things that we can do. I know we've got those net guns that are out there that I've seen in use on vehicles that seem to work pretty well. We don't have them here. So there's got to be something we can do to stop this mess, because we're continuing to get people hurt and killed at these sideshows.
We were at Lenexa PD a couple of weeks back. They have those nets to basically stop vehicles once you get in within a couple of yards of them, and they're pretty damn good pieces of equipment. They look like. You guys don't have any of those.
No, I don't think we do. I mean, if we do, we got them in the last couple of months. I don't think we have them.
Wow. So last thing then, Brad Lemon, Fraternal Order of Police President in Kansas City after this deal downtown on Saturday night. This is also happening during primetime hours in major entertainment districts in this town. It's not happening at 2 a.m. People are asleep. Oh, this doesn't impact me. I mean, there's an economic impact to this as well that the city has to realize. Do you think that they're aware of that in your conversations?
Well, I think they are. No, I do think they are. And I think it happening at 7 o'clock in front of a bunch of people that drove into Kansas City for events. You don't think that they're going to rethink the next time they come through? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that they are having those conversations, and they should. And if they're not, then they really, then what are they doing?
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you feel about Melissa Johnson, the new prosecutor who just started a couple months ago?
I've been pretty silent on all of that, waiting just to see. And to be honest, I've been pretty darn impressed. I mean, she's charged murders way faster than we've seen in the previous establishment. She seems to be 100% on board with, trying to stop the crime in Kansas City because, and she's not wrong. I mean, the crime, it's bleeding into, communities of color. It's bleeding into places that haven't seen. I mean, it's so out of control right now. I mean, what are we, the fourth most violent, year so far in history at this point, with all the efforts we're doing. I mean, it's time to change. It's time to get back to policing this city and controlling how long people that are deciding to do bad stuff stay in jail.
Well, hopefully that's coming sooner rather than later. Of course, the jail tax, as it was dubbed, got passed last week, but that's not going to create a utopia overnight. So, Brad Lemon, we appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Brad Lemon, Fraternal Order of Police President for KCPD, joining us on 95.7 FM KCMO. Everything he said there are different variations of what we've talked about when it comes to these issues in Kansas City. And it's not just like, hey, I don't live in Kansas City, I don't care. You could be downtown, you're coming out of a concert. Or how about this? You got a baseball stadium downtown. Walking into a game, coming out of a game, right? You got guys in dirt bikes, ATVs flying up the road. Did you see the ATV last week that was going north on I-35 south. Yes, you heard that correct. We've all driven that a million times, coming right past the Kauffman Center. You had a guy going north on an ATV on I-35 south. Obviously, could have killed himself in a heartbeat. Could have killed other people, too. It's out of control, and you heard it there. They need the physical tools and the legal tools, and that's why I'll watch this press conference with the mayor and the police chief, but I'm sorry. I don't need the dog and pony show. I hope something great comes out of it that's policy-related or investment-related. Otherwise, if it's, hey, you criminals, we're coming for you, please.